We're starting off very simple with these building tutorials because inZOI's mechanics are not the easiest to pick up. So start off small and work your way up is the best way to do it. So we're gonna start off by making a small studio cottage. There's several ways that you can do this. You can either start off by putting down one of the blueprints that Crafton have given us. We have a 6x6, 8x8 meter, 10 square meter, 15 square meter, or 15 by 35 meter blueprints. And each one gives you an idea of different rooms, sizes, or types that you can place. I'm going to start with their room presets. Now, these room presets are 3 meters by 3 meters, and you can place and adjust accordingly. We're going to click this option here that is the 3 arrows and the dot. So we click that, and this allows us to move things around, scale, rotate, and so on. Okay, so with the entire room selected, which it's automatically selected when you place the room down, if we click on this button with the 3 arrows, we click on this and move it up, it puts the entire room up on a platform, or a foundation rather. If we move it down, it doesn't seem to do anything. Later on, I'm hoping that they'll allow us to make basements, because that would be really cool. This button here allows you to rotate by clicking and moving one way or the other. These square bits, if you click on and drag, allow you to change the size of the room. This arrow here off to the side allows you to move the room. And this dot allows you again to move the room. Click on each individual wall. You're given a variety of options again, so you can either move, scale, or rotate each individual wall using this. Or you can rotate left, rotate right. This changes the wall height, and there are currently 4 different wall heights. We've got 3 meters, 3.9 meters, 4.8 meters tall, or 5.7 meters tall. And you'll notice that it says that walls of different heights cannot be connected. Your house has to be the same height. This allows you to change the wall type to a partial wall. This allows you to change the wall into a handrail. This paintbrush looking shape is to edit the color and material of the wall. This allows you to copy the wall, and this allows you to delete the wall. So we're going to click on this wall here and use move, rotate, and grab a hold of the square to pull out the room. Now I want this to be about triple what it is. A little bit over actually, so we'll do another 4 squares over, 4 tiles over. There we go. I can delete this wall because I no longer want it. I will add walls later on, but for now, this is good enough. I just want to get the box shape of the entire room done. So we're gonna grab this square and pull out. Again, I want this to be approximately triple. I think this will work. If not, we can always change. I want to make a bathroom, so I'm going to click and drag until I get approximately the size that I want. So we'll click there, and then we'll drag over the other side. And when you're making the walls, you can't just stop there, because if you stop there, you'll notice that the walls aren't connected. So you need to drag all the way across so that the walls intersect. Now I actually want this to be a little bit longer, so I'm going to select the bathroom, bring it out a little bit more, and then also bring out this room. And I'm doing this by using the room selection tool. And now looking at this bit needs to be a bit bigger. So again, using the room selection tool, if we bring this out another 12 tiles, the same with this section, and then I can bring this bit in to the size that I want it to be. About there, I think. Now that we've got the basic shape done. Looking at this, I actually want this to be a little bit longer as well. My main concerns are getting all the furniture in here and making it large enough. So let's go ahead and see about the bed and make sure that that's good. Now, the only thing that I wish that we could do is actually draw our own blueprints. Just because it would be a lot easier, I think, to be able to draw on a grid and put the walls on top of a blueprint. So I'm going to go into furniture and beds. And I really wish that they had a sofa bed because that would be really cool. But it looks like they just have sofas or beds. You can't have a sofa bed. I would love to have like a Murphy bed for studio apartments or a sofa that you can fold out into a bed. We are in early access. I do know that Crafton are wanting to add a lot of stuff later on. So we'll see how they get on with it all as the game progresses. I am very much giving them like the benefit of the doubt with this game at the moment. Let's go ahead and put in a classic bed. Okay, so looking at this, I'm way off with the spaces. So really what I want to do is put the bed there. This is way too big. So I'm going to draw this in to be about there. And then delete these extra walls because I accidentally clicked on the wrong thing, but that's okay. This is more along the size of the bedroom that I want. Again, this bit is a bit too big. I'm going to go in and we're going to go room selection tool, click on this room, drag in this wall, and I'm wanting this to be about there. So we're going to just go ahead and drag all the walls in. So it would seem that my first instincts were correct and that the size that I had was actually the more proper size. This looks good for the bedroom. I do want to put a table here. So we'll start off with dining tables, and we just want like a square dining table. So we'll put that right there. And then we want a couple of chairs. This game does have alt placement. I want that chair to go there and that one to go there. I think this is pretty good for a start. Now let's do the bathroom and see how badly I've made the bathroom here. The sizing in this game is going to take some time to get used to, especially if you're used to The Sims, because with The Sims, you know approximately how big everything is. It looks like the bed, for example, is 8 tiles by 10 tiles. That would mean 8 tiles is approximately 5 feet, and 10 tiles is approximately 6 feet. It seems like basically if you take the tiles, divide by 5, and add 1. So I'm going by a simple double bed here, which is approximately 5 feet wide and 6 feet long, at a very loose guesstimation there. If we go in here to see how badly I've messed up the spacing of the bathroom, let's go ahead and give them a basic toilet. And yeah, the bathroom that I had in mind is very small. If I put the toilet there, select the room, click on it, grab the square, and pull the room in to about there. I want a shower as well. So if we click on bathtub and shower, and we'll just give them a simple shower booth. To rotate, you can either use your right mouse button to rotate to the right, or you can use Z or C keys on your keyboard to rotate left or right. Place the shower there. Now, the shower and bathroom in the plans that I've got is actually a lot closer together, so we're gonna put it like right about there, and I'm going to once again select the room tool, the move, rotate, and scale option, grab the square and push this all the way in up against the shower. And then I'm gonna take this and again do the same thing with this side and bring it in. There we go. This is definitely closer to what I was thinking for this little cottage. Okay, so the scale system in this is definitely going to take some getting used to. So now if I go into the kitchen and we grab a hold of the lower cabinets, I'm just going to use the veneer counter. So again, Z and C to rotate left or right. And I want to put these countertops all the way down this side. I don't want to drop the item and then have to go all the way over here, select another item. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a hold of that. I'm going to place it where I want it. I'm going to click the Shift key, hold the Shift key, click in. This lets you place the same item continuously. And then you can click the Delete key to delete the item that you don't want. I'm gonna go with the simple vintage refrigerator because it is a small refrigerator as opposed to the double door. Then we need a sink. I'm going to put sink right here in the middle. Go into the kitchen appliances, and I love the sheer amount of small kitchen appliances that they give us in inZOI. We've got everything from a ramen machine to a basic electric rice cooker. We have mixers and juicers, coffee machines, microwaves, you name it, we've got it, which I absolutely love. And then, of course, we've got the large kitchen appliances as well. I was kind of hoping that we could put multiple small kitchen appliances on one counter, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be the case. So we'll give this house an espresso machine and a microwave. Since we've got all of the basics now, let's go ahead and put the doors in. And you do that by going to building. Now, the doors I have noticed are very finicky. So I would suggest alt placing the doors and just being very careful of where you put them. It's not liking me putting a door here because it doesn't like doors being on the corners. So in that case, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab this room and bring out my closet here by 2 more tiles. 1 tile per wall on all 3 sides. That way it will let me place the door exactly where I want it. The Zoe should be able to use this house without any problems. I want to put a sliding door over here in the living section. There we go. Then we can grab our windows and place windows in. Interesting. It seems putting the window there has deleted my refrigerator, which is a bit annoying. Let me see if I can put that back. There we go. Going back to the windows, I would like a large window here by the sink, something like that. We got a nice ventilation window in the bathroom. And again, if we drop down, I do love that the camera mode dropping down into the house so that you can see like an approximation of first person mode is a lot easier to deal with in inZOI than it is in The Sims. I'd like a window here by the bed. And then I would like another antique sliding window. We can copy it by clicking on the window and doing this option here, the copy option. I don't like where this is snapping, so I'm going to alt place it there. Copy again, do another alt place there. Maybe for that window, we can make it a nice large window. Now, you'll notice that not everything matches, and that's okay, because what we can do is do edit color material. So we can make everything wood, for example. Birch everything up. We can go ahead and paint all of the walls. To paint walls, you click on a wall, and you can choose paint object or paint room. We're going to go ahead, paint the room. And let's go with a nice ceramic mosaic tile. It might take a couple of clicks for it to take, but you can get it to work. Now, if you don't want an entire room like this tiled, then you just click the paint object, highlight the wall that you want painted, give it whichever paint job you want. In this case, I'm just going to go with the striped wallpaper. All of the rooms except for where the kitchen is. Inside the closet, we'll just go with a simple old painted wall. Now you can change the colors. So like if I wanted the inside of this to be white instead of a dark gray, we could go over here in the color picker and just either put in the hex number or just move this to whatever color that we wanted. So I could make this pure white, for example. And then in the bathroom, we will go ahead, do the entire room in a nice blue pattern tile. So we're going to click floor and put in a nice wooden floor. Let's do an old wood tile floor. throughout this little cottage. And finally, we need some lights. So if we click furniture and go to any of the rooms and lighting, then you get all of your different lighting, and they have given us a huge selection. For now, we're just going to use a basic round light for each room. I'm like this in The Sims as well. I much prefer your smaller ceiling lights as opposed to the giant ones that you get in the game. Finally, we need to put a roof on the whole thing. And to do that, you go to building and just click on the roof, and we'll give them a nice gable roof. Now, the roofing is a little bit interesting and different than what you might be used to if you play The Sims. You click on the roof here, you click on whichever roof you want. In this case, I'm going to choose a gable roof, and you will see this red shape. You basically start in a corner and click with your left mouse button just once, and then drag. After clicking, you do not want to hold your left mouse button. You just click and drag the width, and then click on the square and drag all the way across for however far you want the roof to be. And I know that is really weird and counterintuitive, but you will get used to it. Now, for the roof tiles, you can edit color and material, so you can change the gable. We're going to do the wooden exterior tile, and there you go. You just click on that, and it automatically changes. For the roof exterior, they give us quite a few different options, ranging from slate roof to asphalt shingle. You can just paint it. In this instance, we're going to use the asphalt shingle. And of course, you can change the tiles however you want. There are some things that I don't know how to do yet. Like, for example, I haven't been able to figure out how to make a roof overhang here. Like, if I want to put a bit of a covering over this, I'm not sure how to do it because it won't let me like put a half gable roof up here. For example, if I do this and I rotate it, it's not going to let me overlap with the other roof, which is a bit annoying. How we are meant to make a covering, I'm not certain. I'll figure it out, and as soon as I figure it out, I will, of course, let you all know. We can do pillars. I can put some pillars on. I am thinking that maybe the way to do this is going to be making a room. I want this entire area here to be like a porch with a roof on it, like this. I could probably delete that. Yep, there we go. And then delete the two side walls to make an overhang. And then I can take the roof, put a half gable roof on, and lower it all the way down, like this, and all the way across. That's how you do it. Okay. It doesn't look good. I don't like that you can't overlap, and it will not let me clip the roofs in together because we get this weird lip here that I really don't like. But we can put pillars in like so to give a little bit of structural integrity. And it does look quite nice. I just don't like that the roof does this weird thing and we can't bring it in. Early access, and hopefully they will improve on the roofs, but we'll have to wait and see, I suppose. Basically, how you create a very simple cottage in inZOI. Now, I would recommend that you go ahead and try things out for yourself. Don't be afraid to experiment, come to terms, and learn the different mechanics and controls of the build mode in the game. Personally, I'm really liking it so far. It is different from The Sims 4, from what we're used to, but it is a different game. This is not The Sims. This is inZOI. This is really nice. So a lot of the shortcuts are the same as well, so the grid mode, if you want to toggle off and on, is G, for example, same as it is in The Sims 4. It's very intuitive in some ways, not intuitive in others, but overall it is quite nice. Now we can go into photo mode, and this allows you to take photos of your hard work. So in photo mode, it's Q to move up, E to move down, WASD to move the camera around. Changing the camera angle is right mouse button and just moving your mouse around. It is very difficult to get the camera positioned. You might have to change your mouse sensitivity a little bit in order to take proper photos. That is the basics, my friend, of building in inZOI.